Hey friends, this video is going to be about my kitchen counter install.
Hey, I got long-winded. Sorry about that. The counter is live edge, butcher block, sink is under the counter. Check it out, show you how to install. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.
The counter was already put together. I bought it from Home Depot. It is acacia live edge. I could have bought the walnut and joined it all together and surfaced it, but it would have been a challenge to get it all nice and smooth, and it would have cost me the same as buying it already assembled. Look at that beautiful grain. That's why I love live edge. You can see it all with the sapwood and the heartwood in there. So here it is. I brought it over to the kitchen counter, set it on top, got it all positioned nice, good high five with the wife, and then I climbed underneath, and I just started tracing out the sink because that's the main thing I needed to cut out. So I traced it out with just a blue Sharpie. Oh, and we had, of course, danced on the way back, so. So once I had it traced, you can see the close-up right there. I actually set it in because I wanted the counter to overhang the sink. I set it in 3/4 of an inch, which I think was just right. So I just went around, measured out 3/4 of an inch, marked it out, and obviously it's not a perfectly square sink. So I had a container of garlic salt. I actually set down, there it is, and traced out the corners, and then just took my 1 1/4 inch Forstner bit and drilled about almost all the way through until just the very tip started poking through. And then once it looked good, we flipped it on over and drilled through the rest of the way. I didn't want to accidentally have a big tear out blowout on the other side and mess it all up, so drilled it the rest of the way right there. Then got out the old circular saw. I contemplated lots of different ways of doing this. Could have done it with a router, something along those lines, but I think that would have been more of a hassle than it was worth. So I just measured out the right distance so I could just cut it out with the circular saw. I think it was a 1 1/8 inch, clamped that down and then chopped it up to that hole. Did that on both sides, and then had to plunge down on the back side because there's not obviously an edge to feed it into. So I had to plunge it down, go back and forth a little bit. And a circular saw, believe it or not, the blade is circular. So I had to cut most of it out. I flipped it back over and then busted out the whole handy dandy hand saw, which right here, and cut it out the rest of the way. It was just a little tang that it was holding on by, so it didn't take long at all to cut through that last little bit. And as you can see, I had something clamped up underneath just to prevent it from falling down as I was cutting it. That would have been bad. Get it almost done and then it rips out a big chunk of it. That would have been disappointing. So then I got the orbital. It's not a normal orbital. This is a Festool Rotex sander. I'll have a link down at the bottom for you, but this thing is awesome. A normal orbital sander would have taken forever to sand this part out. But this Rotex thing, because you can change it to more aggressive setting, it took no time at all to sand the ingrain on there. So that was awesome. But then I rounded over the edges. I think it was a 1/8 inch round over bit. Rounded it over till it looked good, and then cleaned it up with some 380, just some scrap sandpaper. Had sitting around, or not 380, 320 sandpaper, and then drilled a hole. Luckily, my faucet is only one hole I had to drill, so it was nice and easy. But drilled out the hole, centered, and then chopped off the excess. As you can see, the counter was just slightly too long, so chopped that off, sanded it down, and routed over that edge. Made it all clean, sanded it up. Then this, I'm cleaning it up with mineral spirits before I put on a Rubio monocoat. This stuff is amazing, this Rubio monocoat. Super simple. You just mix it 2 to 1 basically with the activator. I believe it's a linseed oil product, but with that activator, it doesn't take months to set up properly like a normal linseed would. So you just spread it on, spread it all over. Had this plastic scraper to spread it around, made it real easy. Once it's all spread, then you basically just buff it till it's dry. Here's where I had the kids get involved. We have 4 kids, and they all got in there to help attach it all. As you can see, we had some shelves on the end of this counter, so we used a shelf bracket right here. So I got the kids all involved, pulled out the dishwasher, and we started clamping everything down. I'd had some extra L brackets from a project long ago. I think I bought like 300 of them because I had big plans, and it never panned out. Just attached it to lots of different places, so it wasn't going anywhere. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below.